make me laugh. I like having fun. Yes, I like to laugh. I like having fun to meet people who laugh. Good morning, everybody! Good morning, everyone across the globe. Good morning to my friends across the globe, across the oceans, the many oceans we have. We have the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian, the Arctic, and many more. We'd like to thank the UK. We'd like to thank France, Australia, certain parts of the former Soviet Union. We have the Ukraine. We have Belgrade. No, Lithuania, the Czech Republic, and so many more. Dog, give me a country, you son of a bitch. Lithuania, Poland, Germany, Italy, Australia, Kenya, Niger, Chad, South Africa, Brazil. If you hear your country of origin or the country you're living in now, give us a subscribe, give us a like, send a link to your friends. Join us at patreon.com/officehourslive. I am joined. It is Thursday morning. The date is, Vic, hit me with the date. I need it now.
It is the 27th.
It's the 27th of August, 2020, 10 a.m. here in the Pacific time zone in Glendale, California, coming from the Heidecker compound where Vic is now living with his family. And Doug is also sleeping out on the front yard in a tent.
Enjoy yourselves a cup of Three Stooges coffee and enjoy the show.
There we go. I've got my Three Stooges coffee, and it's filled with tacks. It's filled with tacks and nails, those sons of bitches. They've done it again. Well, we are happy to have you, happy to deliver another fresh show for you. Lots to do today, lots to get to. I don't want to waste too much time on the garbage we usually do to start the show. I've already done way too much, randomly naming countries. No one wants to hear that. No one's impressed by it.
Who cares?
I could literally have a list of countries pulled up, and I do not. That's not who I am.
Thank you, Tim.
Today on the show, we have a lot of exciting guests. We have, of course, what the hell is this? I've got the wrong thing in front of me. Office Hours show notes. Look at this. It's an old.
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, you got to scroll up.
Oh, why do we keep old lists?
Posterity.
Posterity. We have from Vulfpeck. From the band Vulfpeck, Jack Stratton, one of my favorite names, I think now. Listed as he'll be Stratton it on the show with the 6 train. Rodney Dillard from one of my favorite groups, and he's got a new album out, the Dillards. Basically, founding fathers. For me, they're one of the founding fathers of what we would call the country rock sound or progressive bluegrass, a lot of people have said. And Josh Owens, who used to work for our friend Alex Jones here, who is going to spill the beans, which he's already done in an article that came out a couple years ago. But
we're getting guillotines ready.
We're going to ask him the real questions about what does Alex Jones smell like, how much does he truly sweat, how much weight, how much does he weigh, frankly?
What a terrible question to ask.
And when will he pass from some kind of heart disease?
I feel a very heavy heart that I'm going to have to expose the situation. I'm not going to do it today. I got too much going on. COVID-19 is a scam.
He never has time to get to the bottom of any of this stuff.
Got to push it off to another day.
To
eat.
We do want to send our thoughts and concerns to what's going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We have set up for the Super Chat today, if you've ever engaged with that. The Super Chat will now be collecting donations for the Milwaukee Freedom Fund, and also for, we're going to split it with Justice for Jacob Blake. That's the victim's family. And all those donations we will match up to $500. So hopefully we can raise $1,000, split it, and send it off from the Office Hours family. Matt? Anything you want to add to that I should let my people know about?
No, I mean, that's what we're doing.
It's another day in hell, another day in the failed state of the United States of America. A disgrace.
President.
I saw something, of course I see everything, but I saw somebody, I guess last night, was saying that, like, they keep blaming all this stuff on the Democratic mayors, the Democratic congressmen, or the Democratic governors of these
Democratic
places.
cities, Tim.
And there's somebody said last night, like, these aren't on Donald Trump's watch. But wasn't this the guy that was like, only I can solve it? And it's like, he's the buck stops with him and he's in charge. And it's like the guy takes no responsibility.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what he would do
They
in
show
this
these
case.
clips of stuff, and they're like, "This is Biden's America," but Biden is not president right now. It's Trump is.
And a shout out to because they all listen to the show. The shout out to the basketball players and the baseball players. We love you. I thought it was,
watching people work hard.
There you go. I thought it was beautiful what they did.
Yeah.
That speech was beautiful from the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know, where were they? They were in the playoffs? Does anybody follow? I don't follow basketball at all, but they were in the playoffs.
Apparently a playoff game. Does that mean they lose? They forfeit? Or is it like, you know what I mean? How's that work?
I don't know. Let's find out from our listeners, perhaps.
Somebody could tell us, maybe.
Jay is chiming in on the chat.
No,
here.
Tim, what they did
Maybe
was
he's
they
got
lowered the basket by
a
3
thought
feet.
on that.
They had to lower the basket.
Oh, thank you to Ryan Thomas, who said my walks are paying off. I'm wearing a sort of a slimming shirt today, but the pounds are dropping. I have not been able to walk since my injury. My foot, you can see, Doug, the back of my foot it looks like ham. It looks like sliced ham back there, or salami. I can't put shoes on. I'm wearing flip-flops essentially because the injury was so bad. But yes, so thank you.
Walk it off.
I can't. What I've been doing is smaller workouts, and I've been biking because I can bike. I got my motorcycle out.
Gymnastics, like cartwheels and stuff.
Absolutely not. No, but
I'll spot you if you want to. I can teach you backflips.
I don't want to learn backflips.
No, you got to do the backflip diet. It's this new thing.
The backflip diet. You would strengthen your core quite a bit if you kind of mastered the backflip.
If you do 10 backflips a day, Tim,
Let me try to do one.
I guarantee you'll feel better.
Let me try. So where do you start? Where do you start with the backflip?
You kind of start straight, and then you kick down, and then you throw up, and then you tuck. You got to tuck.
The pounding.
And then I just go back?
You go straight up, actually, and then you tuck.
I don't think I can do it.
No.
I'd have to really commit.
Spot them.
I'll spot you after the show.
Go Bucks. Funk racism. OHL forever, says Trombonelier for $10. Thank you for that donation.
Trombone?
I just want to cry. Please make me laugh. We're trying. I'm going to do a backflip to make you smile. I'm not really thinking about trying to do a backflip. I'm doing a sketch. I'll tell you, a tremendous sketch I did for the boys. I took a sip. I said, wait, did I do that on the show or before the show?
I think it was before.
It was before the show.
No,
I gave that away for free.
Yeah, no, it was during the show.
It was during the show?
It was during
If we get to 4,000 patrons, subscribers, we will all four of us learn backflips.
I used to do gymnastics when I was little. I did.
I was on the
some
gymnastics
stuff.
team in high
Walked
school.
the beam. And,
You were?
Yeah.
I was.
The
beam, that's a girl. That's the.
All right.
I was the only guy in the class, so that might make sense.
By the God, there's so much to get to. It's just impossible to do this show. If we can't get to everything, let's not get to anything. That's my motto.
Tim.
This
Doug.
This is important. This is all important, but
Vic.
I'm gonna have to go.
Vic.
I sent you guys a great clip.
Well done, Vic.
A Vic line. It was
that
that
my own voice?
really sad and really scary "I'll Be Gone in the Dark" documentary
saw it.
about Michelle McNamara, a friend of mine who's sort of helped catch the Golden State Killer. It's on HBO. But there was this old footage of these guys who were rapists, sitting around in this sort of discussion room.
I didn't grab that drop, Tim.
Okay.
I didn't think that was.
I have it.
Can I hear it? Can I hear it?
Vic. He raped, then murdered a woman.
What a great drop to have on
Great
hand.
drop.
That is
This
good.
Vic.
But Vic, you shouldn't have it. I think
shouldn't
Doug
have
should
it at
have
all.
it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Vic Murderer. Vic Murderer.
Vic Burger.
Vic is with us today, as always.
Welcome, Vic.
Thank you, Tim.
Turn me up.
We have them all. Everybody's accounted for. I wonder if Rodney Dillard is watching this on his home computer right now going, I'm out of here. Let's slow things down. Let's change the pace. News of the day concerning office hours. Drop concert. Everyone wanted, this is a drop of huge news. Speaking of drops, we are going to be having a drop concert live this Saturday, August 29th on YouTube. Correct, Matt?
Yes.
But here's the deal. Here's the real deal. Patreons only will be invited to watch live, but we're filming it professionally, in a way.
Ish.
With professionals. I'm a professional, by the way. Wes is a professional. And we'll be editing it into what we're going to call Drop Concert, the movie. And we'll be bringing that to you at a later date, hopefully by sometime this fall. Thank you for all the kind words. We can talk about my new single, Nothing, that's been released now. You can still pre-order Fear of Death. And we have T-shirts, a new batch of T-shirts. What's unique about this is that it's a limited edition T-shirt in terms of the pre-order. Matt, give us the heads up on this.
Pre-order only,
Got
1
it.
week.
Thank you.
Shirts and totes. Get them while they're hot, and then they go away forever. Link in the description today.
Now, where would people... We can't show this shirt on the show at the moment. We don't have that technology. That would be a good technology to have.
It would take some doing. After hours.
The shirt is essentially a beautiful lithograph of Casey Kasem, and on the top it says, "Want another one?"
They can just click. They can just click.
All right,
and
fine.
see
I'm
it.
just
There,
trying
you
to.
can see it, yeah.
I'm trying to help.
Want another one?
There are people with impaired sight, Matt, who might be interested in this information. So you know, our city of the day. City of the day. Our city of the day is sponsored by Good Sun Height. Very well done. Good Sun Height. GoodSunHeight.com. No, that's not.
No.
It's Good Sun Height. Want to instantly know the correct height for your son? Just log on to GoodSunHeight.com. Add your son's age, weight, and other demographic information, and Good Sun Height immediately determines your son's ideal height.
Hi, Dad.
You can then input your own measurements and see how your son stacks up to our recommended height. Good Sun Height has measured millions of boys across the world, and they know exactly how tall your son should be. All of this is yours for just $20, $19.99 per month, and the first month is free. Office Hours City of the Day is also sponsored by Gesundheit. Gesundheit.com. Have a sneeze. Have a sneeze but live alone? Visit Gesundheit.com and receive 3 free sneeze blessings when you sign up. Gesundheit works with Siri. Gesundheit works with Siri, Alexa, and Google Voice, so you can receive sneeze blessings from all of your connected devices. Are you having a sneeze fit in your car? Gesundheit can be installed on your mobile phone and set to immediately identify the sneezes and instantly deliver friendly sneeze blessings. If you register for Good Sun Height and Gesundheit today with offer code Office you'll get a 10% discount. Do you guys have the sound of the Alexa sound of Gesundheit? I thought
Tim, I would say
that was going to
just
be
for the
something
list,
you worked on.
for the listeners, I don't want them to get confused with Kazoo Night.
With what?
Kazoo Night.
What's Kazoo Night?
It's a different product. We're not sponsored by them, but it turns snores into gentle kazoo sounds. You strap on the kazoo mask, and your partner will sleep soundly through the night as you turn grating snores into gentle tones through your kazoo.
Thank you.
The only snoring solution that works from Kazoo Night.
Okay.
And I don't want them to get. I don't want them to get confused with Rec Room Kites.
Right.
It's the world's
Which one?
first. It's the Rec Room Kites.
Rec Room Kites.
It's the first indoor kite for any rec rooms or any room. Now the kite is only $19.99, but
Everything's $19.99.
They do recommend you buy the Rec Room Kite fan, which will provide gale force winds.
We
for
do
your kite, and that comes in at $1,099.
Very good.
There's also like Sondheim bites that we don't want to get confused with their Broadway themed potato chips.
What is this?
They're Broadway themed potato chips.
Sondheim
bites. Stephen Sondheim. They're a piano and tap shoe shaped potato chip.
It's getting a little far away from the core there, but sound-wise.
Evolving.
Now, we have to name the show. This is something we forgot to do last week. Oh, sorry, the city of the day. God damn it. City of the day is Tacoma Park, Maryland. Tacoma Park was the first city in America to lower the voting age to 16 for citywide elections, something that would frighten the grand old party, I would imagine, because of the youth. The weather right now there in Maryland, in Tacoma Park, is 93 Maron. Ouch, that's hot. Doug, what is the low?
86.
It's 73. Couldn't be further away from the true low.
What is hot?
Could be further than that.
Our thoughts also go down to Louisiana, who's getting pummeled right now by a terrible hurricane. We hope everybody is safe. I'm sure the Trump
I
administration
forgot to
is on
mention, you
top
don't
of
want to use Rec Room kites outdoors.
Why is that?
They're not designed for the outdoors.
They're not designed for What would be the worst case scenario?
Well,
there?
they're very sensitive to UV light from the sun. They would melt, and then they would probably stick to your skin.
Okay.
Is it still hot out there?
Today's show, this is for you to decide. Let us know in the super chat. All proceeds are going to. We should put that in the. I'm not going to keep remembering the name of these different things. Oh, big. Here it is. A. This is number A. Letter A. Unnatural remedies for urinary tract infections. Unnatural remedies for urinary tract infections. That's A. B, I'll put up to my number 2 finger for B, is make 6 figures by praying to these gods. And C, which I do with this, with my hand like this, like in a C cup, is top 10 most depressing animals. Okay. Those are the 3 choices.
What
Let
was
us
B
know.
again? I gotta type it.
I have
sorry.
no idea.
Wait, what?
Unnatural remedies for urinary tract infections is A.
Got that.
B is make 6 figures by praying to these gods. Any preferences there, Doug?
What's C again?
Well, I was thinking about what a depressing animal would be, but I do think the gods one is my choice.
Yeah,
But I
that's
was
fun.
thinking about what is a depressing animal.
I would think a depressing animal would be maybe that donkey from Winnie the Pooh,
Right.
Eeyore. So a donkey in general. Is he a donkey?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Sloths are kind
I
of
think donkeys are underrated.
Well, they're the
like-
workhorse.
right.
They're the fuel that
It's a beautiful
drives the
it's a
economy.
beautiful- It's a beautiful animal, and they're called asses.
Yeah. Don't get enough credit.
They don't get enough credit.
Not
People are always
fair.
like,
I like when
everyone's
you're-
talking about their horses and their Mustangs.
Right.
What about their
They sound like a
donkey?
filthy
It has a
animal,
bad
yeah.
branding. They got to rebrand the donkey.
I like when we were kids. Maybe this was for you too. But when I was a kid, the use of ass in the Bible was always kind of like, this is kind of neat. Yeah. All right, they're saying it. Bible's saying ass.
Seeing a lot of C's. A lot of C's.
Yeah. Well, people like you say, Matt, all the time. People don't know what they want. Let's talk to Vera Drew. If she's not blowing us off this week again, is she?
Of course not. She's prompt. She's ready. She's here.
My feet. By the way.
Big ass bone right there.
Hi, Vera.
So sorry for blowing you off last week.
Can you talk about what happened, or would you rather not?
I went for a run before the stream, and I pushed myself a little too hard,
Oh.
and
I understand.
that's the truth. It's not interesting. It's selfish either way.
Well,
what I did.
I want to get right to it. You have launched a GoFundMe.
Yes. I'm making a feature-length film that repurposes footage from the Joker movie that came out last year. I've written an entirely new feature-length script that's based off of my transition and working in comedy and stuff like that. And I use footage from that movie and other Batman movies to tell the story.
How much of the latest Joker do you think you're using percentage-wise?
It's gotten it's gotten reduced as the project has gone on. Just the less I think I have to watch that movie, the better, because I've had to watch it like 500 times at this point. I'd say there's probably about 40 to 50% of it is the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie.
How much are you dipping into the Burton movies?
None of the. So I have deep respect for the Jack Nicholson Joker. So
Yes.
I don't think any of that is making its way in. There's a lot of.
It's Batman. I'll do it. Batman, it's showtime. Does he say that in that movie?
Probably.
I'm starting to get used to this. He could say that. I'm starting to get used to this. Joker's wild. Where
I'm
are
more
you
of
on the
a-
Batman
I'm-
spectrum in terms of appreciation of the film? What's your sweet spot with the Batman movies? Because I tell you what mine is.
I like the Schumacher Batmans. So Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, those were like the first Batmans I think I saw as a kid, and they're just so like colorful and
They're very
stupid and
campy.
fun.
Would you say campy?
I would say campy. The Batman Forever is a little less campy than Batman and Robin, but there's some dumb shit in it.
But you don't see. I like the Dark Knight. I like the Christopher Nolan Batmans. I do. I like
you
it
and
dark.
You and I disagree on Nolan. I think.
Yes.
I think we have. I think we have some disagreements there.
I mean, he's a clear. He's a very talented filmmaker. I just love. They feel big and huge scope, and the special effects are real. Everything feels kind of grounded in them. And I don't like these Marvel movies where I don't know what the hell's going on and things are coming in from space and dimensions.
I don't know.
So I wish you luck. I didn't like that. I did not. My feet are falling asleep because of this damn air conditioning now.
Okay.
I think with this movie, what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to show that you can like do the silly, colorful, stupid, fun thing while still telling a story that's interesting and not bland and something you've seen like 5,000 times before.
So the GoFundMe, how do people get to the GoFundMe?
You can follow me on Twitter at Vera Drew 22. If you also go to thepeoplesjoker.com, it'll take you right there. I'm really close to my goal. I have like 1,600.
And what is that money going to be used for? Are you shooting additional footage, of course?
Yeah, I'm shooting. I have 5 shoot days next month.
Wow.
And I'm shooting a bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna say where, but yeah, I'm shooting a bunch of stuff next month.
Will there be any shooting in Gotham itself? Will there be any shooting in Gotham itself?
Yes, yeah. Well, that's why I didn't want to mention it, just because like of all the COVID lockdowns and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what you do with this. I'm sure it'll be extremely fun or entertaining and just something completely different and original. And of course, Vera is responsible for so many things that you love, the audience. Big voice and big part of Beef House, big part of of course the Channel 5 Scum, Baron Cohen, and so many other things. So this is a great opportunity to support the Absolutely family and get on there and let Vera finish her goal so she doesn't have to beg anymore, because isn't it awful to have this sort of it sucks.
I feel like, especially now more than ever, when like people's money could be going to like 8 million better things.
Yes.
I just feel like the biggest piece of shit. But
Ice cold beer.
Well, that's why let's get it over with. Throw some cash and
put
just
me out of my misery.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, Doug, I encourage you to support Vera here. And
Doug actually made
I haven't dropped in on. I haven't donated any yet, but I'm gonna make a big drop today.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Tim. And I miss you. I really hope we get to make more Beef House
I
one
know.
of these days.
There's no word on that. That's all I can say is that it's just been the whole, from our perspective, the whole industry has just kind of closed, and there's no communication. There's no dialogue going on with that.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. I don't want to be out there doing a GoFundMe for Beef House. You know what I mean? I want to be I want people that are excited about it being like, when can you guys do more? So we're waiting on all that stuff. It's just it's just crazy. It's just very confusing times right now for many people. But Vera, will be the first to know.
Oh, I know. I just meant in general. I was just saying something like kind to you. I just miss being around people in general. I think. So yeah.
Hold on.
Last summer was so fun making that show.
I honestly have to text my wife and say, bring me some slippers or something. Because
I don't get the bare feet with anyone ever.
Can you bring?
You're barefoot in the studio right now?
He's barefoot.
Yeah, why not? I mean, because I can't put shoes on because of my injuries. I've been walking a lot, Vera. The audience knows this, and I put on new sneakers the other day, and they tore the shit out of the back of my foot. Like in a way, I can't put shoes on for the next 2 weeks.
We gotta get you some comfortable socks. Just get some some socks that go above the ankle.
The shoes don't fit.
I just think it's a little unprofessional to be walking around barefoot in your studio.
I don't think it is at all. It's my house, my rules, my compound. All right. Thank you, Vera. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you later.
I know we're already running behind, but I wouldn't mind taking a Zoomer out there if there is somebody before we get to Josh Owens, the Alex Jones editor.
You know, I always like talking to Molly McGinnis.
Oh, Molly McGinnis. I was talking the other day about Molly McGinnis. She was the last to finish this her drink. Well, I'd love to talk to Molly. Is she there? Hello, Molly. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. How's everything over the pond? Back to normal?
It's all right, yeah. It's a bit of a rainy day, not good. I'm liking this towel in front of you.
Oh, can you see my towel? Oh, that's only in the Zoom chat, ladies and gentlemen. I have a towel here for my drool.
Oh, the Zoomers want you to tilt your monitor.
I'm not doing anything for them. I
can't see your face.
That's fine. Watch the show on YouTube.
Well,
I'm not doing that right now. What am I going to do? Go over? You can do it.
Adam could do it. Adam, can you go? Oh, can you just tilt his monitor up a little?
Tilt me on the
I'm trapped back here.
Tilt it up just a touch. Now everything's going to unplug. Watch. Now he's being very careful, very
gingerly.
generous. Molly, what else? You didn't call just to tell me about this tilt work.
No, that's much better. I don't really have much to say this time, but I'm loving the new music.
Thank you.
To say that.
Everybody, yes, and everybody, please everybody take note that I am not walking around all day going, there's nothing. There's a black void, and I'm done. There's no point to life, and I hope it doesn't encourage people to get further depressed. I think it's just it's a meditation on a perspective that I have every once in a while and put into song. So everybody, no need to worry about me.
Thank you, Tim.
No one was, Tim. No one.
Believe me, I see messages. Damn, dude, this is some dark shit. All right, Molly. Well, if you don't have anything to say, then all I can do is wish you well.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. See you later.
Okay, God bless. My wife, Marilyn, has agreed to bring me some slippers, which she normally does every morning before I get out of bed. She scurries off to get my slippers.
Why don't you just take your balls out of your wife's purse? Make a stand for one time in your life.
My wife was breaking my balls.
Vic, let's get to... I was going to ask you about Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro and all these...
It's so
these
depressing.
But I kind of want to maybe bring Josh Owens into that conversation. That would be the organic way to do it.
Same kind of thing.
Same deal. But Connor Stanley says got a pun. I don't know if we're taking too many
Well, Josh should be unmuted, but maybe he wants to hear a pun too.
Josh?
Bring on the puns.
Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. I can only see you, Matt. Is Josh coming up?
It's unconstitutional.
Let me just set you up a little bit, Josh. I knew about you. When did your article come out? About a year ago or less than a year?
Yeah, December of last year. I mean, it feels like it was 8 years ago now, but yeah, it was December last year.
Slippers, by the way, my clogs are going on. Oh, that feels better. I was almost going to fall over because my feet are so cold, hon. Why are my feet so cold? Do I have diabetes?
It's freezing in here. That's why your feet are cold.
Yeah, because it's 20 degrees in here.
And the cold goes
That's why I'm
down.
wearing my
Doesn't it travel
winter
down? Isn't that thing?
Yeah,
fleece.
heat goes up. Here, I'll put the thing up to
Why
75.
is that? Why does heat rise? What is it? What's the science behind that?
So, sorry, Josh. We're dealing with a lot here, as always.
We're getting guillotines ready.
So, Josh, so you wrote an article. Did you write the article or you just interviewed for the article?
No, I wrote the article.
And this was from the perspective of a man, yourself, who had come to work for the Alex Jones for a period of time. And it was a sort of, how can people, it's on the New York Times, is that correct?
Yeah, you can just look up, I worked for Alex Jones, I regret it.
Okay, easy enough. So people can read the article. There's lots of salacious sort of things in there.
I love it.
First of all, how did you come to work for Alex Jones? Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, so I was maybe 18, and a buddy and I we were sitting around talking. We were talking actually about Dr. Strangelove. There's a scene in Dr. Strangelove where Sterling Hayden is talking about fluoride in the water.
Yeah, I know it.
It's a totally batshit scene, and for some reason I thought that there was some credence to that. So my buddy was like, that's true. And I had no idea what he was talking about. Anyways, long story short, that night I watched a film Jones made about him sneaking into Bohemian Grove.
Right.
And I was just dumb enough to find it interesting. I mean, look, it was interesting. It is interesting. But it's predicated on a lot of bullshit and a lot of Jones's, mental illness, I guess. I don't want to diagnose him here,
sure.
But
how careful do you feel like you have to be about how you talk about him? Do you not care, or is it sort of, was there blowback after the article came out? How do you, what is life after that article like for you in terms of Alex, in relation to Alex Jones?
No, I mean, I think I tried my best to kind of steer clear of anything that he said about it. I wasn't really interested in what his opinions were. I knew he was going to lose it. It's been fine. I mean, I was bracing for the worst. I was expecting, I was going through with the New York Times about safety measures and, trying to figure out how to keep my address private and all that. But I kind of removed myself entirely off the internet.
Oh, nice.
Until recently. So
that's kind of the move when you do. I mean, this is always the sort of eternal debate is like, you can block and remove yourself and take yourself out of the sort of universe of the online insanity, but the sacrifice is you don't have a view into where into what people might do. But I mean, you might not anyways. So it's certainly an understandable way to go about it. Like practically speaking, if you see somebody online saying like, "I'm coming to your house with a Molotov cocktail or something," you would know about that if you were online. But if you're not, that just, you don't have a warning there. But what are the odds that someone's actually going to make their intentions known? So how long did you work for Alex Jones?
Nearly 4 years.
4 years. And you got to know him, I would think. You got to know him personally.
Yeah, I spent every single day almost. I mean, most weekends, most evenings, I was with him. So, yeah, I got to know him pretty well.
Do you think he crossed a line in terms of your work relationship where you were working beyond sort of your kind of, being used for things that you didn't think you were going to be used for originally when you got, I mean, a normal relationship would be like, you work for a production company, you do your job the best you can, you might work some long hours, but essentially it's your job, it's not your life. Was that the case with Alex Jones?
No, look. So Jones, there are no lines with Jones. I mean, I'm sure that's not surprising to anybody, but no. So in the office, we used to call him the energy vampire because he would just take and take and take until there was nothing left.
Yeah.
So no, there were no lines. I mean, I would get calls at 7 a.m. on Saturday saying, you know, they're going to kill Trump. They're going to kill Trump. You got to come to the office right now. We got to shoot a video.
We're going to kill Trump and his family.
Jesus. What did you notice? Were you there to see a shift from pre-Trump to like maybe at a place where Alex Jones might not have been a Trump supporter to when he became just sort of all in on Trump? Did you see that? Were you around for that transition?
Yeah. So I started in 2013. So this was long before Trump was what he is now. And yeah, there was a huge shift in Jones. But look, I feel like a lot of people like to pretend that Jones changed when he started vocally supporting Trump. But if you go back and watch the stuff, he's been saying the same stuff since, you know, the late 90s.
Right.
He's been doing it for over 2 decades. And I think he was always on the path to become this like hyper partisan hate monger. So I don't necessarily know if Trump played that. I think maybe Trump emboldened him a bit. But look, I think he was always a shitbag. So I don't know if Trump deserves credit for that.
How do you see Alex Jones playing into the narrative now and into the fall? Because he has been sort of successfully marginalized to some degree because, first of all, there's more competition. You have these dirtbags like Tim Pool and Adam Krigler, who's a sub dirtbag, submissive dirtbag. Ben Shapiro, and also like he's been taken off certain media, social media platforms and stuff.
Spit in my mouth.
Like, well, in your idea, in your vision or your perspective, how does he play into the narrative now and into the election?
Yeah, I think a lot of people find this false comfort in him being deplatformed. I don't necessarily think that hurt him that much. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for him to find new viewers, but look, he had already been doing it for 2 decades, so he has plenty of people that are on his side. He's got his base, and I feel like him being deplatformed has strengthened that base.
Well, it certainly confirmed a lot of conspiratorial ideas that people that are followers of him buy into. I mean, he's got. Were you around when this transition took place? Where, I mean, you watch his show now, and it's like it's more highly produced than I think most like major news networks are, with like giant cranes and 17 different angles on him. Like, there's a huge production going on down there. That's the perception.
Yeah, when I walked into the office for the first time, there were wires everywhere, cables, videotapes everywhere. I mean, the place was it was filthy, and he had one tiny little corner studio, which is where he shot his show out of.
Right.
And then from within a couple years, I mean, he had built 3 studios, and I think at this time he has more. I mean, I don't know. I don't keep in touch with any of the people who still work there, but he seems to have a lot of employees still, and I think.
How many people there are like rolling their eyes and going like, fucking A, but this is my job, and they're, getting a job is not easy. How many people do you think there are in that position where they're not necessarily disciples? They're just like, you know what? What else am I going to do?
When I was there, I feel like there were more of those people. I told a few of the higher up people there that I was even writing the article, and they were just like, yeah, do it. But then when Jones got deplatformed, I feel like there was a shift. I feel like people thought in their mind, they thought, well, if the government or deep state or whatever bullshit idea that they have is controlling things, if they don't want people to hear what he has to say, then it must be true, which is absurd, obviously.
Right.
Because the reason he got deplatformed is because he was saying dangerous things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people there now. When I was there, most people were rolling their eyes. They thought, Jones would say that Michelle Obama was a man, and people were like, "This is so stupid." But now, I don't know.
I'd like to talk to you more, but unfortunately, we have a very busy schedule. Vic or Doug, do you have any questions for Josh?
Yeah, I did have a question.
Thank you.
Is there anything that any of his theories or conspiracy theories that you think he's right about? Is there anything he's right about?
I think for Jones to be effective, he has to pepper in little bits of truth. Otherwise, people aren't going to listen to him. No, I mean, I feel like essentially at this point, anything that comes out of his mouth is a grift. It's a way for him to, fool people, to make money, to sell an idea. So the thing people ask me all the time is whether Jones believes what he says. And my answer is yes, he does. But who cares? It doesn't really matter whether he believes what he says, because everyone who listens to him, or the majority of people who listen to him, do. And I feel like that's the real danger. But there's plenty of things he says that are true,
right?
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
but
listen, is there kind of a class structure that is set up in a way that elites have created a power base that keeps the world a certain way that makes it difficult for other people, and in some. In a very broad sense, that's certainly true. I mean, but it's certain he takes it in an insane angle that's very almost cartoonish in the definition of good and evil and everything, and the satanic quality that he kind of plays into, and the sort of occult angle he takes is just all like right out of G.I. Joe or something. It's like you picture what's the bad guy in G.I. Joe called?
Skeletor?
No, that's He-Man.
Cobra.
It's like Cobra living in the volcano and everything.
Cobra.
What do you got, Vic?
I was just wondering, because I think he'd just go out in the woods for like hours and hours, and they would just film all kinds of shit. And did they ever hand you anything that was just like so fucked up that they couldn't, they wouldn't air it? Or is there anything that you brought home that could be incriminating, like footage wise, that's like illegal? Just curious what the craziest shit is that they couldn't air.
Yeah, well, first off, I do have all that stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to write the New York Times article. I feel like a lot of people think that stuff is made up. That was fact checked heavily. So I had stuff to back up every claim. I didn't quote Jones just in my memory. I had recordings, so that stuff is there.
Wow.
But I mean, so just like an example, you're saying like something that was never shown on the air. I mean, Jones is basically bulletproof because he does a lot of stupid shit. So he can basically say and do whatever he wants and get away with it. Well, we'll see with the Sandy Hook stuff. Hopefully that changes. But just for an example, I wrote about this in the article. One morning I was handed this drive. A couple of the guys in Jones went out hunting one weekend. And one of my managers handed me footage, and they said, throw this together. We're going to put it on the show, but let me see it before, because we don't want some of the stuff to get out. And there was, in particular, one clip with Jones shooting a buffalo with a handgun. And he was firing at it over and over. The tufts of hair were flying up.
More blood.
Exactly, more blood. And he was just getting this thrill out of it. And it was disgusting. It was horrific. And the people who were with him were laughing, and no one seemed to care. And then the guy who was guiding the hunt stopped him and, kind of yelled at him and was like, no, handed him a higher caliber rifle to kill it. And then Jones turned around, made sure the camera was still rolling, and then he fired a shot and put the animal down. But it was stuff like that. There's a callousness to him that I feel like a lot of people, they laugh at the crazy stuff he says, but they don't realize, I mean, it's dangerous. There's this darkness in him that's what people are drawn to. And I feel like that's the big issue with him. I mean, otherwise he's just a guy on a show talking about crazy shit, but there is something that draws people in, and I think it's wholly a negative aspect.
One last question from me, and then we have to get to our musical guest, Rodney Dillard. Sure. Apologies for making him wait. Is there a day of reckoning for Alex Jones? I mean, you have these. I'll do it. I'll ask the question because the audience is craving it. Will there be a day of reckoning? Is this lawsuit, the class action suit, Sandy Hook, is this going to come to pass? Are we going to see the bankruptcy of Alex Jones and sort of the actual ruination of him?
That is a question that I think a lot of people are asking, and I don't have the answer for that. But if I had to guess, I would say Jones could have everything stripped from him, and he's still going to show up, and he's still going to do his thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the reckoning, I don't know. It depends. I mean, if he loses, he has to pay a large sum of money. If he loses his studio, if it's just him, like when he started out in a little child's bedroom, with a choo-choo train on the wall. If that's him at the end, I think, Jones will be just as happy doing that.
Yeah, he's a cockroach. I mean, it's like, OJ's out there golfing. Yeah. Alex Jones is going to be out there periscoping.
And he can use that the payment that he has to become a victim and then ask for more money and just carry that grift on.
Yeah, the old Jim Baker move.
Exactly.
Oh, and I saw that you spent time at Jim Baker's compound.
Josh did?
I did. That is a long story, and I would love to talk to you guys. I don't want to take up more time.
I would love that.
I didn't know this. Josh, you have to come back and talk nothing but Baker for us. That would be terrific. We had Jim Baker's son on a few months ago. Grandson. Nice kid. All right, Josh, I appreciate your time, and thanks for your insights into obviously one of the most fascinating personalities of many years now, Alex Jones. Friend of the show in some ways. He's still fucking, I'll give him this. Guy's fucking entertaining as hell. When you look at, he's awful what he does, but man, is he funny to watch too. Because, the same way Trump is, like just, can't take your eyes off the insanity of it.
Donald Trump shit his fucking pants.
Wait, do you want to play that real quick? Your thoughts on this clip that we just someone sent us. Your 30-second thoughts on this clip that we'll play you right now.
It's the middle of the night. You piss on the toilet seat. You don't wipe it up. I'll let my wife do it. She doesn't work. I'll let her clean my piss up. Literally, that's the kind of stuff that I at 2 a.m. Oh God, I missed the toilet. I'm gonna let my that's Alex Jones guilt level stuff. Is I pissed on the side of the toilet, a little squirt.
How clean was this toilet?
I don't know. You don't have to comment on that. That's very silly. Mm-hmm. He's divorced, though. Does he have a new wife?
Yeah.
He has a new wife. Look, the guy hates women, okay? I think it's pretty clear. With anything and everything he says. I don't know. One time, so really quick, 30 seconds. When my office was in where Jones's bathroom was. So I saw him every morning when he was going to the bathroom. And he once told me, this is exclusive, no one knows this, but he once told me that it took him 30 seconds to take a shit. That was it.
And then I'm done. I don't even need to wipe.
Here you go, my sweet.
The hell do I need to wipe for? That shit hardens on the inside of my cracks. All right. With that, Josh, thank you. Breaking news. Let's make sure all the media outlets understand that we had some breaking news about the length of Alex Jones's time in the commode going number 2. Thank you, Josh. All the best to you.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
All right.
Looks like a young Orson Welles.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Just got that.
Let me do my Orson Welles impression for you, Doug. I love doing a bad Orson Welles impression. Yes, I was directing.
That was cool.
I was directing Citizen K. He doesn't have a British accent. What am I doing? Well, that's the fascinating thing about working with me. That's a little bit working. Just working on
the French champagne.
All right. Now, is Mr. Dillard standing by?
Naya.
You need to unmute, Rodney. Mr. Dillard. There we go.
Am I unmuted?
Mr. Dillard. Hey, Rodney.
Good. Hey, how are you guys?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How are you, sir?
I am great. Just watching all you young guys with all the frame of references that you have. You know that mental capacity without wisdom is a tragedy.
Well, thank you, sir. It is an honor. Let me tell you, and I'm not just blowing smoke here. It is an honor to have you on the show. I am a true fan of the Dillards. I mean, Wheat Straw Sweet. That's a little bit of a tongue twister, but Wheat Straw Sweet is in my top 10 records. I listen to that record all the time. If people don't know it, it's one of those. It's a late '60s. It's sort of one of the first kind of country crossover records, country bluegrass crossover records that inspired so many people. And you're just a legend. And I don't want anything from you in this interview except to acknowledge that and to say how much I love your contribution to the way I understand and the way I think about music. How does that sit with you, sir?
My God. Whoa. For the first time in my life, I have nothing to say except these few words. Thank you for you. That album at that point was my last effort. I was going to go back home to the mountains, hide out, and not do anything else. But I wanted to leave, do something different, and depart from the traditional bluegrass music. And of course, when you do things like that, you grind up sacred cows for hamburger and you hack a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Which I did in the traditional bluegrass world. So, but my purpose wasn't to do that. I just wanted to do what I felt, what I had gathered from the music. I grew up in the country, the mom and dad who played music. I had no electricity, no running water. So unlike Jones, I was, in a different place. And so I wanted to add something to what I'd learned. I came out of that. But during that period of time, there was a lot of people who were just discovering bluegrass and traditional music for the first time. So it became their pet.
Right.
When you discover something, you collect it. You put it in a museum and you write about it and you take it apart, but you can't put it back together. Most critics can't.
Right.
But
it has to be preserved.
So I wanted to move on to.
It has to be preserved and be kind of played in a traditional way that stays within the kind of confines of the way people think about that kind of music, right?
That's right. But, that's okay, too, because people need that security of consistency.
Right.
Otherwise, they're out there floating, lost from their tether, and they're heading towards Mars or whatever.
Right.
But you need that traditions to keep us kind of focused and know what we have and what we could have. But the tradition for any creative person like yourself is to move on into other areas.
Yes.
You certainly have.
Absolutely.
And, I wanted to do... Yeah, I wanted to do that with Wheat Straw Sweet, but I still wanted to reflect what it was like growing up in that area, because in those days and before that, Hollywood treated rural people and mountain folks as some sort of, sitting there in the yard drinking out of a jug, chasing their sister,
Right.
And that is not what. There's some integrity in rural people. There's some, there's values and intelligence. It's just different than the cave dwellers,
right?
The ones who live in the cities. I call them cave dwellers. They live.
So something like
so Wheat Straw. Back to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I decided to add an orchestra, and I'm sorry if I'm over talking. This is my first time on Zoom.
You're doing great, Rodney.
Okay. But I wanted to move on to something. I got Herb Peterson in the group and finally was able to move in a direction that I've always wanted to go. And hence Wheat Straw Sweet.
Yeah.
And that was a record on Elektra Records.
Well, it reminds me, it sort of fits into that late 60s, like, Beach Boys Smile feels like the Van Dyke Parks kind of scene, but also, of course, the Byrds, of course, and the Flying Burrito Brothers. You were mixing in with a lot of those legends, right? I mean, you're obviously close with the Byrds.
Every name you've mentioned, I know those people. Here's those names drop.
Yeah.
But I knew that. Van Dyke, Van Dyke and Carson, his brother, and of course they did. Van Dyke was a musical genius. But yeah, during that period of time, there was a club called the Troubadour that everybody hung out in. It was like where all this creative people at that time gathered. And there was a synergy, even in that club, when everybody was in their cups, where we would sit around and everybody would sing, and we would sing I'll Fly Away and all these things. And there would be everybody you knew who was known in that side of the musical mandala. We're always there. Bernie, Ledden, Henley, Ronstadt, everybody.
God, now there's nothing like that now. I can't go down to if I go down to the club, they're going to be playing EDM and what am I going to do there? Electronic dance music, they call it, which
the Troubadour is still there.
The Troubadour is still, it's true. The Troubadour is still there, but it's not what it was in terms of like a hangout.
No, we're all a victim of ones and zeros, guys. I'm sorry. And everything is, virtual reality. I'm here in virtual reality, which is almost reality, but not quite. But even if it was reality, it'd still be virtual.
Yeah, it's true.
So
let me ask you something. Were you considered sort of an outsider in that rock world too? Because it seems like you'd come from the bluegrass world, but you kind of left that because you strayed away from the orthodoxy of it. But here you are in cool California with cool rock groups. Were you considered kind of a weirdo in that scene too, or did you blend right in?
We blend in. The things were strangers to was the marketing people who were marketing our records. You know, they didn't know what to do to market us like toothpaste. You know, you put you put it up there and you hawk your wares and you get all these buzzwords and stuff. And now there's a thing called branding, which I just hate that word. Yeah. I don't want anybody to pigeonhole me. I'm not a cow.
No, sir.
So, where was I? So yeah, I'm getting old now. So, but yeah, no, I was all the guys. Chris Hillman of the Byrds was formerly in a group called the Scottsville Squirrel Barkers. Was bluegrass. And then he moved in with the Byrds, you know, and they became, of course, the Byrds, and everybody was looking for their place. The Dillards came to L.A. already formed in a group. And other people came to L.A. looking for things like Graham Parsons. I could go on, but but there was a thing that was happening at the Troubadour at the time, very much like I would imagine, like the guys in France, the artists gathering like Toulouse-Lautrec and those guys and exchanging ideas, and Van Gogh complaining about his cataracts and things like that.
Right.
So, that was really a pleasant time until, unfortunately, the drug culture took over at that time when everybody started the mind expanding, and people collectively expanded their minds into oblivion.
Yeah,
Good things came out of it. But
you stayed out of that scene?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You stayed out of that scene, or do you have some confessions to make?
I tried very much to stay out of that scene, but fortunately, I was raised in a reality. Now, this is really stating my age, but I lived when we had chicken dinner. Guess who went out and wrung the chicken's neck? That sort of thing.
Oh, yikes!
The chicken wasn't in packages, and it wasn't scary to see something born or die. Death was as natural as life.
This guy doesn't even eat chickens back here. He doesn't even eat chickens.
Oh, we got some vegans there, huh?
I've actually been doing vegan now for a couple weeks.
For you?
China.
Rodney, I want to get to your new album because you're back. The Dillards are back.
Thank you. You know what? I'm an old guy, and I never take anything for granted, even from the very beginning. And anybody who takes any why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because your screen, your monitor just went up, and all I can see is a tree behind you. Can you bring your camera down a little bit because you just disappeared?
That's the tree that's growing out of my head. Do you want me to? I can talk about the tree of life,
the tree of wisdom.
Man, if everybody just lit one little candle, what do you get? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? I got excited and I hit my camera, but I'll bring it back down.
That's beautiful.
Right
on, like, keep going down. Keep going down. That's the good stuff. Oh, we just lost our TV.
I do like some of their songs.
Yeah, you look good.
Okay, well, thanks for the compliment.
You're having an earthquake where you're at. That's what's going on.
Well, I live near the fault down here. We have the New Madrid fault, which we're sitting on.
Yikes! Well, be careful.
Yes.
Nothing you can really do about that except move. Rodney, so talk about the new record.
Okay, the new record. After Wheat Straw Sweet and all the records that I've done later on, and I've been fortunate enough to stay playing and have fans and staying alive and well and doing the music, I decided that I wanted to do something that sort of bookended Wheat Straw Sweet in another way. And, almost like the unexpected from Dillard. I didn't want it to be an album that you put it on one cut and you played it all through and it all sounded the same, like a Neil Diamond record or soming. But I wanted to...
no disrespect to Neil.
No, not at all. He had great hits. And I wanted to do something a little different. And when I hooked up with Bill Vorndick, who was an incredible engineer, and he's got ears like, a bat. And of course, he's initiated a lot of things that people are doing in recording these days. And I had the opportunity to do this record. I called him up and I said, I explained what I wanted to do. And he said, I'll do it on one condition. And I said, what's that? He says, we have fun. And we had a blast. I had fun doing this album. I had songs that I was sitting on for a couple of years that were written by friends of mine and by my wife and I. And I thought, well, here's the time to do it. And it was done because I wasn't trying to make a record so I can stay in the business.
That's the best way to, that is the best way to be creative. And I tell this, people always ask me for advice. And I say, if you got to be doing it for the right reasons. You got to be doing it because you have to, because it's in you and you have to get it out. And because doing it is fun. The process is fun. and
see,
satisfying.
you know that being that you put out your records and your songs and the things you do, you get it. You get what that's like to be able to do it that way.
Yeah.
When you're under pressure and you get corporate manufactured music, we all of a sudden music on the air sounds like an air conditioner. It all sounds the same.
Yep, I hear you, man.
And then you have the younger generation who likes the younger voices of the girls who sound like they're in preschool, the voices. And they can relate to that. I'm not putting it down and say it's okay. But if you make the music, you've got to make it. And this sounds corny. I guess you would follow your heart or your guts or whatever that other thing is that you do as a creator. And that's what I did with this album. And I got the people on it that I truly respect, and I knew before they hit the world and just made that incredible impact on music.
Well, how do people get a hold of the record?
Well, let's see. You can go down here to the 7-Eleven.
Tower Records, Virgin Records.
Just search the Dillards. Search the Dillards.
Somebody's age is popping up. It's going to be released for some reason on 9/11. The company is doing that, but the virtual release, the digital release is out now, and you can get it on any of the things except Spotify. We're keeping it off of that.
Oh wow!
Of other. Yeah.
I would love to ditch Spotify. That guy said such rotten things about the music industry the other day when he said that bands should be putting out more than 2 or 3, bands should be putting out more music, and just treated the whole thing like a fucking, pardon my language, like a Ford motor plant. I mean, go to hell.
Yeah. Who died and made him? Who died and made him boss? Where's he come from?
Get him out of here!
His intellect?
I don't like my club at all.
Mr. Dillard, again, it's a true honor. I'm encouraging my audience to explore your catalog, the Dillards Wheat Straw Sweet. God, why is that troublesome? Can you say it?
The Dillards Wheat Straw Sweet.
See, Wheat Straw. That's why it was.
You know what? It was named by a friend of mine who wrote a movie called Harry and the Hendersons. He and I wrote a song called Biggest Whatever, which inspired that movie. But he did it because of the paper y'all used to roll joints in.
Oh,
Wheat Straw.
Wheat Straw. All right, sir.
I found it out later, but.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go, Rodney. But it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. And again, you are such a source of joy for me. Your music has really meant a lot to me over the years. So thank you for calling in and talking to me.
Thank you I do appreciate you very much for saying that. And like I say, I take nothing for granted. Keep on, as the English say, bash on regardless, Em.
Yes, sir. Grazie, as the Italians say. All right.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rodney. We are Matt. We are, as you knew. You said it's going to be a packed show today, folks.
But guess what? We're right on the schedule.
Oh wow.
We are.
I feel like I need to lie down though.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's not my problem.
What a charmer, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
What did you think of Rodney,
guy.
Vic?
It makes me want to go home and listen to all the albums now.
It's a wholesome show.
Man, what a nice guy. Wow.
That is Alex Jones remix.
I'm loving it. By the way, in the after hours today, Patreon's only show, Doug will be revealing the remix of his latest rap. What do you call those
World
things?
premiere video in the after hours today.
What do you call those things you do?
Is there a word for that?
You walk around the house and you
I
make
just call
little
it a rap.
videos.
I call it a rap. You call it a poem.
Do you do those?
I
Like,
did.
Over,
I caused a lot of trouble
do
because
you do those over?
But you're
long
right,
period
it
of
is-
time, or is it one kind of like one day you set aside?
No,
and you
I just
start searching. for
I
things?
definitely do it all in like a half an hour.
Okay.
it's amazing how
Pretty
much
amazing,
stuff
though.
you have
Yeah.
around the house, though.
Right.
You really are almost.
You have a lot of stuff
bizarre
here. I mean, I
brands,
could do.
too.
I'll do my next one here.
Let's do that.
Do it
Again,
now.
folks,
Start
this
now.
Saturday night at what time, Matt? 8 p.m.?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. per my
West-
request.
Left Coast time.
The 7 p.m. West Coast time, we will be doing our first ever drop concert live, Patreons only. So sign up now at patreon.com/officeHoursLive.
Make sure you're high on weed with that wheatgrass paper rolled up big old joint.
I'm encouraging you guys to toke one.
Me and Vic are gonna be high. as a
If you
kite.
would like me to smoke marijuana for that, I will do it. I will actually vape marijuana for that experience. Why not? I do that every once in a while, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. What do we have in the super chat? That's got to be popping today.
It was popping. We raised
Do we hit our 5?
We hit our 5.
Wow,
Yeah.
great job, guys.
Or almost. We hit 482.
482. So everybody, reminder, if you're just joining us, we need, let's see, $38 more?
18.
I don't know. I took
18. 482 plus 18 would be 500.
Great. 18 more dollars, and that gets us to 500. We will match the 500, and those donations will go to the Milwaukee Freedom Fund, which is at supportwomenshealth.salsalabs.org.
Yeah,
That
those
can't be
links
real.
are in the description too.
Okay,
If
and
anyone
Justice
wants
for
to just
Jacob.
go, yeah.
Justice
Oh, wow.
for Jacob Blake. And I want to thank Doug and Vic for being fairly respectful during the Rodney Dillard interview.
Yeah,
It was not.
I had a lot of stuff ready to go.
You didn't do the
I had to-
goddamn. Oh,
I had it going. I had it queued up.
I had the banjos queued
Yeah.
up.
I had this already.
I'll start fucking. I don't even want to talk about the RNC convention. I'm not watching
No,
it.
I didn't
I don't
watch
even
any of
fucking
it.
care.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Well, I can't wait to see Vic's edit of this." I'm like, "What are you even gonna do?"
PP.
What are you even gonna do? So sorry,
yeah.
folks. I mean, you got the
It's
Kimberly
already a
Guilfoyle
clown show now.
Kimberly Guilfoyle screaming.
My God.
Do you have that? I just want to Kimberly Guilfoyle screaming was just on another level. Like, how do you?
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come. America, it's all on the line. That beacon shined bright once again for the world to see. Get the fuck out of the state! They want to enslave you to the weak, dependent, liberal, victim ideology to the point that you will not recognize this country or yourself.
That's
so
fantastic.
hateful.
It's so
Why would
jacked
anybody
up.
watch that?
And Donald Trump Jr.'s on drugs, like with those eyes. And my
clearly-
dad, like you must see like a gun to his head. Like, you better fucking deliver tonight,
I
son.
miss working alongside you every single day. Daddy?
Now,
PP.
like, who's not getting this? That the fucking half of the speakers are Trumps. Like fucking Tiffany Trump's up there talking. Who cares? Where has she been? What does she have to say that anybody is interested in hearing about? And fucking Eric Trump. Who are all the? It's so clearly like a North Korean situation.
People
with
of faith are under attack.
It's a
You're not
cult.
allowed to go to church.
My God.
It's a cult, and they've got to go. Fucking swallow your fucking pills and vote for Joe Biden. Who cares if you don't like him? Who fucking cares, you fucking children? If you are old enough to vote, then vote and get rid of this fucking crime syndicate that's living in the goddamn White House. These scumbags! Throw them in the fucking ocean!
Get your words straight, Jack.
Eric Trump. Get him out of here!
Yes.
Eric Trump.
Dead.
Dead?
Fucking Tiffany. And then
Dead.
Melania.
Dead.
Not dead. We're not-
Dead?
We're putting them in a submarine that shall stay filled with air, and they'll be trapped in the submarine down at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Anyway.
Marianas Trench. We have to move the show along.
Give me a little break here.
No, man.
I will speak to
That's
Jack
right.
Stratton now, but he better be in a good mood because I am not.
Dead?
Jack Stratton had better come with peace and love.
Why the hell would I take
The job concert's gonna be fun.
Get your tickets now.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Jack Stratton, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi, Jack. Wow, what an honor to have you here. I can hear you loud and clear.
Thanks for having me. Great.
Thank you for showing respect to the show and not interrupting your morning walk to join me.
Just got to get my steps in.
Where are you?
I'm at Fairmont and Brainerd in Pepper Pipes.
Wait a minute. Now we don't want people coming and tracking you down. I didn't need
pipes.
I didn't need a GPS location necessarily. But where is what state?
It's a
What state are you in?
Pepper Pipes is
Would
I
you
don't
say
know.
Rod
I don't
Stewart
know exactly, but
would you say Rod Stewart has pepper pipes?
can you guess where I am based on the vegetation?
The foliage?
Part of the country? Yeah.
I mean, you're in the north. My guess is you're in the northeast. No?
Yeah.
You're in Jersey. Garden State.
I'm at Fairmont and Brainerd in Pepper Pipes, and what's interesting is that's Fairmont and Brainerd, and I'm going to walk you to Fairmont and Brainerd Happens Again. It's kind of a landmark.
Okay.
2 intersections about a half mile apart.
And you're going to show off something special for me and for my audience.
Well, it just doesn't happen very often. I don't know if you can think of
Is
kind of those
Brainerd,
double.
is that Massachusetts? Is that Brainerd?
No, Pepper Pipes is where the chili peppers are from. It's their hometown.
Jack Stratton, I was saying earlier, I think you have one of the cooler rock and roll names. Is that a stage name or is that your born given name? Jack Stratton.
That is my born given name. Changed Stratton from Salzburg years ago, before my time.
Oh, wow!
And my dad's first pick for my first name was Hillel, so it could have been Hillel Salzburg instead of Jack Stratton.
Well, we love Jack Stratton. I mean, I want to get a Jack Stratton action figure.
Yeah, it's a great name. I don't know too many people who love their given name like I do.
So I've got a game to play with you. I don't know if producer Matt gave you a heads up on the game, but before we get to the game, it's a lot of fun. I'm fascinated by your whole scene, the Vulfpeck scene. A lot of people might be surprised by that because it might not immediately appear to be the kind of music I listen to or like or whatever, but I like the music you guys make, but I love your whole the whole universe you've created, which is like, it's so fun and like collaborative, and feels like I kind of learn stuff about music by watching your stuff. It's all very well edited. How do you talk about how that started? How did this thing start? And because it's huge too, and it's obviously kind of grown out of the YouTube scene, but
right.
What's the origins?
It's not as big as it appears, which is part of the trick, where we played Madison Square Garden and filled it, but that was probably
everybody
50% of our fan base globally.
Yeah, but that's still it's still fucking impressive. How much of a risk was it? So I'll give a background to this. This band Vulfpeck does not have a label. You don't have a label still, right? You don't have a
right.
It's all self-produced. It's all made by you guys. There's no machine behind you. What do? You rent Madison Square Garden? Can you just do that? Like, who does that? Why?
Oh, this could be good trivia. What is the cost to rent Madison Square Garden for a night?
Okay, and so this is a hard fact that we could look up, and I will guess it correctly. I'm gonna say
just rent.
Just rent for one night
on the expense. RENT, nothing else.
And I assume that's what kind of the promoter, like AEG or one of these, that's what they have to do, right? Like there's a cost for everything. But wait a minute.
Well, we pay it. We pay it. Yeah.
$40,000.
Anyone else?
100,000. Wow.
Say 150.
Benmo in the chat says 222,000.
392,000.
Wow.
Holy Maloney!
James Dolan has a.
You got to sell. Why did I say $40,000? I feel like an idiot.
40,000.
Well, I don't know. People get better deals, if they play there. Like Billy Joel, I'm sure is getting a discount.
Right.
The bulk discount.
Do you have to let JD and the Straight Shots open for you? Do you know that?
I don't.
That's James Dolan's band that he played. The guy that owns Madison Square Garden. And
10% discount.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very much bottom of the totem pole, so I just get the bill. I didn't get to talk to. There was the leverage they have over entertainers because it's Madison Square Garden. They just name their price, and we all just go for it. You know.
So what do? You pick up the phone. What do? You pick up the phone and call the box office and say, "Let me talk to your manager."
Madison Square Garden, can I help you?
Booking at you just guess the booking email, and it's kind of like what you did with Bob Odenkirk. Yeah.
Right. So how confident were you that would be a success? Did you guys feel like, okay, this is a smart move, or this is a crazy idea and maybe it'll work?
I was quite confident because I knew our fan base would kind of be in on the joke of selling out Madison Square Garden.
Right. It's a participatory kind of deal.
Yeah, right. That, it's kind of, I don't know, there's kind of these destination, whether it's Red Rocks or Madison Square Garden, where people will
Budokan.
Make. Yeah, and so I pushed for it. A lot of people were telling me not to do it because of, like I mentioned, you basically aren't making money until you sell 10,000 tickets. So it's a huge risk at the ticket price we did. But I was confident.
Well, I also have never really seen, you could watch this on YouTube. I've never seen anything quite captured like this either. The way, was it somebody on a Steadicam that's on stage with you guys, kind of moving around the stage and everything?
Yeah, that's an iPhone 7 with a wide angle on it.
It's that is so cool, man. I got to say, God bless you guys.
Well, as far as the tight editing, that's very, I was coming up on, Doug Pound and your
yeah. Well, thank you.
Your digital zooms and all that.
Well, and it's cool because you've got this huge stage there where Motley Crue would put a giant, cage or something, or Aerosmith would have fucking flames. But you guys have it set up that you've just got like this living room vibe on stage, and there's lots of space and there's lots of like just you guys playing music, and I was very like, God damn it, how fun would that be? But also, you guys seem to be like prodigies. Did you guys all come out of like music genius school or something? Like, what's the connection between all of you?
Most of us did meet at University of Michigan's music school, and I was in the recording program, and then the others were in the jazz program, who typically are the good players, Yeah. So I was kind of.
It's a little obnoxious, to be honest. Some of the playing's like, okay, we get it. You're very good. You guys are really showing off. But all right, I love it, and I appreciate the way you guys are approaching music in this day and age. You know what I mean?
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Let me play you this game. This is because your first instrument a drum or drums?
Drums.
Yeah,
yes,
you
correct.
are the drummer.
Correct.
But you're also in the video. You're like the band leader. Like you're like kind of the Bob Wills of the band or something like.
He's the man.
Oh.
Yeah. I
ringleader.
suppose, yeah, that. Yeah. Yes. If it was a circus, I'd be the ringleader. Yes.
Well, we did this with Thundercat. Are you familiar with Thundercat? You fan of Thundercat?
Oh yeah.
Thundercat's
absolutely,
a genius. Yeah. We did this with him with the bass, but we're going to do this with you with the drums. I want you to name that drummer or name that drummer or
drum
song.
break.
Name that drum moment.
Oh, fantastic.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Round one.
Is that I'm not like I'm not great with the breaks, but is that the most famous one? Is that the Amen?
That's correct.
All right, we got one. That's good enough. We don't need like the full Wikipedia entry on these drum things. Just a good. All right, here's number two. You are 1 for 1. Exciting stuff.
Which I'll
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Number two.
Right on. Zoom is not letting me hear it really.
Oh, is it bashing out? Maybe it's
Maybe just lower
it might
the
be
gain a little bit.
Yeah, lower the gain on that for him. Here it is again. Is that better?
Shoot, I don't know. I don't know my breaks,
All right.
man.
All right, that's Apache, right? Incredible Bong.
Okay. Oh, that's the original Apache. Okay.
Here we go. Here's number 3. You're 1 for 2. You still can come back. I'll give you a clue. This is sort of a famous drummer.
I don't know a lot about hip hop and breaks.
These aren't hip hop. These are just well-known drum parts. Here we go.
Okay.
Anything? Anything?
Shoot, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Keith Moon from Who Are You? That's the beginning of Who Are You by Keith Moon and the Who. All right, here we go.
Fantastic.
Let's see if we can get this one. This is kind of, I think I know this one. Let me see. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Q. Here it is. You know this one?
I can't hear nothing.
Well,
You're playing to it.
oh, no. Hold on, Jack Stratton. Hold on.
Is that Whiplash? Is that Whiplash?
Close. I'm playing it again. Here it is. This one takes a second to get in.
Are these Apple Loops?
All right, I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to play one more for you and see if you get this one.
He was close.
He was close. That was Iron Maiden. This one you should know.
Is this hi-hat mics?
That's just that's Phil Rudd from AC/DC with Back in Black. All right, one more. This guy is a very well-known and respected drummer. He's a respected person in the music industry. In a way, he's kind of got a bit of a. I would say he's a little bit of a. Maybe he's not so beloved. He's a little controversial, I'd say. Here it is. You recognize that tone? You recognize that stick? Here it is. Dum dum.
Oh, is Doug playing these live?
No. Here it is. It's Lars Ulrich from the band. Let me see the band.
That's
what are they called?
Metallica.
Metallica.
Someone in the chat actually got it. Saint Anger. That's
Oh, really?
Saint Anger drum tone.
Oh yeah, very famously bad drum tone of Lars Ulrich on Saint Anger. Jack, anything else you want to let me know? Did I miss anything about you?
Oh no, that was pretty comprehensive. Yeah.
Did you? As the full Jack Stratton, we got to the bottom of it. What are you guys working on now? How have you been able to create in COVID times? Have you been able to keep busy and make music? And it seems like you have been.
Yeah. Well, I should mention we are auctioning the 10th track of our record off on eBay to the highest bidder can put whatever they want on our record. It's currently at $50,000.
Jesus, when does that end?
In about a week.
Wow.
Is there a time limit for the track?
The parcel is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is prime auditory real estate.
Wow. And you guys don't care that it's going to muck up the end of your record.
Is it going on vinyl too?
No, let me ask.
It's on vinyl.
It's on, so you're allotting precious
That's
wax.
amazing.
You're allotting precious wax.
Yeah.
To this.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it funding the record almost? Is it funding the record in a way?
Well, very much so. Yeah, it's.
Or you just going to buy new sneakers with the money?
Yeah, that's TBD. But I did not actually think it would go this high, and we will wait and see if there's any snipers and eBay snipers waiting for the last minute to.
Well, that's really impressive and a good idea. You guys kind of got sort of known for, like, you got notoriety or whatever because you guys kind of gamed Spotify a few years ago. You had your fan base like just do a massive listen to something that silent track?
Yes. We put up the silent record, and then toured a free admission tour based off all the money that I made. But that made 20 grand. So selling this track is already double that.
That's terrific. It's very hard. I mean, my record that is coming out, Fear of Death, which I would like to send you a copy of, and
absolutely.
I went out of pocket on that, and I don't really talk about it very much, but I paid all those musicians and paid for the studio, and there's the kind of music I like to make isn't something that you can just necessarily do for free. There's real costs. Like we go to a good studio and use tape. We record on tape, and
is that Rado?
It was Rado on the last record, but he was involved in this record. He played on this record and kind of helped in some mixing and doing some overdubs and stuff. But it's like the people I play with, we're all kind of into that method of doing it, like fairly live, collaborative, do it in a big room, and obviously overdub stuff and fix stuff later, but try to get like a good take onto tape. So
absolutely, yeah.
It's really fun.
I have so many great ideas.
Very good. Thanks, Jack. Get back to whatever you're doing there. You could start running again.
Thank you.
All right, bye, man. Take care. I hope to see you in the flesh
Bye-bye.
one day. That'd be neat.
Heck yes.
Jack Stratton, you can find his music at Vulfpeck, Vulfpeck. I haven't gotten to one goddamn Zoomer except Molly McGinnis, who had nothing to say.
No, and we have a surprise guest in the Zoom.
Who?
Well, it's not a surprise to
Robbie.
you. Robbie Martin.
Can we talk to Robbie in after hours? Is that disrespectful to him? Is he okay with that?
I think he's fine with it.
Robbie, I want to talk to you because there's
Maybe
this thing that
quick
came. Quick hello, a little preview of
Then
after
we'll
hours.
meet him in after hours.
Yeah. Robbie, we're going to talk about the supposed. This didn't get a lot of news, but there was a reveal of who Q is. At least a very, perhaps, I don't know, credible. Some credible evidence that might link it to an individual. So we're going to I'm going to follow up with Robbie and discuss that. Let me take.
Oh, we're not. Let him say a quick hello.
Fine, say a quick
hi.
hello for whatever reason.
The real Hillary's dead.
Where is he? Oh, this was.
Hi, Robbie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Robbie.
What's up,
Thank you
Robbie?
for coming and talking to us. But we'll talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Good.
Stand by. Send me somebody wonderful, somebody that has something wonderful to say. Deliver them to me, and I shall receive them with graciousness and
Let's
terrific.
talk to a couple.
I love couples. I love love and
Talk
romance.
to Anatole and Chuck.
I love romance.
Hello.
I love pretty music. Hello. Hi, gang.
Hello.
How are you two?
Hello. We're good. How are you?
Are you enjoying the show today?
Yes, always. It's been such a nice little bright spot in light of all the shit that's going on. So it's always nice to.
Has any news broken since we've been on the air? Does anybody want to report anything? Or is everyone too focused on the show to even notice? Has the Olympics been rescheduled? Anyways, what can I help you with today?
So I have a question. I was wondering if you'd ever be interested in doing like an album by album Bowie deep dive, like how you did with the Beatles, because I personally would really enjoy that.
Of Bowie?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did
Donald Bowie? Who was his name?
David Bowie. David Bowie.
Bowie.
I used to work with David Bowie. I used to work with him. I did have an idea this morning, Matt, of another series I could do, and I would call it. I would call it tentative working title. I would call it The Tens, and they would be records that I or my guest believe are perfect records.
That's a great idea.
And of course, that could lead into a discussion. Like if I would say Paul Simon's first solo album, which I believe to be a perfect record, that would kind of lead into a sort of casual discussion about maybe Paul Simon in general. Certainly talk about Art, Garfunkel. But I also could see doing Bowie. I would probably, if I was going to do Bowie, I hate to say this, might have to just do Ziggy Stardust, because to me, guy's had a tremendous career, but if I'm looking for a perfect album, That could be the one.
It could be Hunky Dory too.
Hunky Dory bugs me a little bit.
What about Lodger?
Lodger's beautiful.
No. Listen,
Come
I'll
on.
tell you, be honest. I'll be honest. I can only be honest, Vic. That Andy Warhol song and the Bob Dylan song bug me. And it becomes not a perfect album for
You know
me.
what
It's a
I like
9.
at a wedding when they go, "Let's dance."
Well, maybe I could do a perfect album as David Bowie's greatest hits.
How about like great artists?
Can you just do that?
Tim,
Why can't you?
I would do Wildflowers by Tom Petty.
Tim, let's do a show that's like great artists, like worst crap.
You do that one.
You do that
Pits.
one.
Call it the Pits.
The Pits. We'll do the 10s, then we'll do the
Whoa
Pits.
is a great album.
How about we do the 10s and then we do the 1s?
If you do the ones, you gotta pull up Ringo's art.
Which one?
Ringo's visual art.
Ringo's
the
visual
Pits.
art? Yeah.
That's not
the
part of
Microsoft
it.
Paint stuff that he does. All right, it is.
Ringo SARS would be a good punk band. Ringo SARS?
Ringo SARS. My daughter put all these this costume jewelry on last night and bracelets and stuff. And my son was up there too. And she's like, "Look at me. I've got all these rings. I'm like Ringo." And then Charlie was like, "Who's Ringo?" And she goes, "He's from the band of the Beatles." And I just had my heart welled with pride. And the generations are now teaching. What was that?
No, I don't begrudge any artist for getting an audience. I'm sorry, I never found that poverty meant purity.
How about that great quote? There's that interview from Bowie, like late 90s, where he's talking about the internet, and he like nails it. He exactly explains how the internet will be used. And the interviewer's like, get on, David, it can't be this way. You must be joking. You don't think the internet is going to create all these social groups, do you?
This
It's
is
worth-
the thing that will change things. This is
Here it is.
A dead, dodgy occupation to have. It's still produce signs of horror from people.
interview
who say,
face is great.
I'm in rock and roll. It's, my goodness. Now it's a career opportunity. And the internet is now carries the flag of being subversive and possibly rebellious and chaotic, nihilistic. And oh, yes, it is. Forget about the Microsoft element. The monopolies do not have a monopoly. Maybe on programs.
What you like about what you like about it is the fact that anyone can say anything or do anything.
From my stand, from where I am, because of by virtue of the fact that I am a pop singer and writer.
Bowie would be on Gab. What's the other one that's not? What's not Gab?
Oh, Parler.
Parler. Okay. Hello, I'm David Bowie. I'm on Parler, and I speak my mind. I have freedom of speech there.
Hello,
Do not-
Cameo. This is David Bowie. Let me know if you have a friend who would like a birthday wish.
Hello, everyone. It's David.
Now on Cameo.
Hello, Sam. This is David Bowie. Apparently Joan wants me to say happy birthday to you, and she mentioned Green Day. There's your favourite group. I hope it's mine as well. Anyways, happy birthday. And
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. That's
And maybe
David
one
Bowie.
day we can let's dance and keep on your red shoes.
Hello, Robert. This is David Bowie. Congratulations to you on getting the promotion, and all the best. All right. Thank you.
He's all close to his face.
Yeah.
He's like,
hello. Hello, Jennifer. I'll do one for real and we'll post it on my phone so you can see the angle. Oh, that's a video. That's a picture. Hold on.
and then you have to do that awkward thing at the
Hold
end
on.
where you're like looking down to press the stop
Yeah.
button. you
I'm
know?
doing it right now. Hold on. Hello, Jennifer. It's David Bowie. Thank you so much for doing this. Jonathan wanted me to say how impressed he was with your finals. The grades you got were terrific, and it's important to get good grades. So keep doing what you're doing. All right. And next time I see you, let's dance. All right. And then looks for the button. Thank you. And we. All right, everybody. If you want to hear more of this kind of wacky stuff and have fun, come join us over at patreon.com/officehours live. We've got t-shirts available, so you can go to officialofficehours.com. You can also sign up for this YouTube channel. It always helps. Let's get to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Tim Pool's sitting at 1 million. I'm sitting at less than $100,000. That's a disgrace. Shame on you, shame on your friends, and shame on your social communities and your family for being a part of what we're looking at now is the losing end of a civil war.
Shame on you.
Shame on everybody. Shame on you. How would Barack Obama say, shame on everybody? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move over to After Hours now. Shame on you.
PP.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
If they believe quite otherwise, it still will have impact.
Thank you.
Yes, Jesus, have your way, have your way, have your way, have your way.
But truth is
Thank you,
true,
sweetheart.
and if they then decide to live with lies, that's their concern.
Love you. We'll see you
not
next
mine,
week.
my
Don't
friend.
miss next
They're
week's
free
broadcast.
to fantasize.
Fabulous. Can't wait.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway.
All right.
I gotta go right now.
Okay.
But.
Salam alaikum.
Goodbye, American woman. Goodbye, American chick. Goodbye, American broad. American woman.
Okay, that's very good.